Hey Leo, let's cut to it. Something powerful is lining up for you, and it's not random. You're not here by accident. A shocking treasure is being prepared with your name on it, and the universe is quietly moving the pieces into place. Have you felt it lately? That itch you can't quite explain? Like you're meant to make a big move, but something keeps holding you back, maybe doubt, maybe fear, or just that nagging voice that says, wait, what if I'm wrong? You're not wrong. Not this time. And no, you're not crazy for sensing something is coming. You're here because your inner compass brought you here. Not because of clickbait or curiosity, but because deep down, you know this message was meant for you. We're going to talk about what's unfolding around you right now: financial shifts, unexpected opportunities, someone watching your efforts more closely than you think, and how it's all part of something bigger, your realignment with purpose. With favor. With something that might look like coincidence, but you'll know better. I've been in your shoes. You plan, you wait, you give it everything, and then what? You second guess. You wonder if you're even on the right track. And the world doesn't exactly hand you gold stars while you're grinding. But Leo, the difference between chaos and clarity is sometimes just one insight away. That's what we're here to tap into today. This isn't just a reading. This is a wake-up call. Because the energy around you right now, it's active. There's someone with influence, someone who's been observing your strength, your perseverance, maybe even your struggle. And they're close to stepping forward with a real offer, a life-changing gesture. Something that could shift your finances, your status, or your self-worth in a very real way. And no, you don't have to beg for it. You don't have to chase. The only thing required from you? Be ready to receive. That's it. Just be open when the moment comes. And it will come. Here at Eternal Mindfulness, we blend astrology, energy awareness, spiritual coaching, and real-world growth. My job isn't just to predict something vague. It's to help you see what's already circling you, and why your intuition's been whispering louder than usual. Before we go deeper into what October is opening up for you, I want to take a moment to say this: thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for allowing this moment to exist between us. Every like, every comment, every subscription you offer is not just support, it's a signal to the universe that you are listening, that you are showing up, and that you are choosing to be conscious in a world full of distractions. And trust me, if you're a Leo who's been showing up for everyone else while waiting for your turn to come, this message is your confirmation that it's already on the way. So tell me, my Leo soul, what nudged you to press play today? What did you feel just before this video showed up on your screen? Drop a comment and let me know. Let this be your signal back to the universe that you're ready. Let's dive in, because you're not just being guided. You're being handed something that will shock you in the best possible way. Leo, if you've been feeling a kind of stirring inside you, a strange pressure, a quiet push, or even a gentle pull you can't quite explain, you're not imagining things. That tension you feel? It's not random. It's the energetic sign of transition. Something is shifting inside you and around you, and whether you're aware of it or not, you're standing at the edge of a major threshold. Not everyone feels these moments when they come, but you, being as connected as you are to your inner fire, your gut is already sensing the weight of this turning point. Right now, the stars are moving across significant zones in your chart: the 10th house of legacy and purpose, the 4th house of roots and emotional foundation, and the second house of self-worth and material resources. That's a cosmic alignment that rarely goes unnoticed. It activates parts of your life that ask deeper questions like, am I building something that lasts? Is where I live supporting my growth? Do I feel worthy of the success I seek? These aren't small questions. And no one can answer them for you. But here's what I can tell you: feeling uncertain in this moment isn't a weakness. It's actually part of the refinement. You might be in the middle of a major decision. Maybe you're launching something new. Maybe you're packing up your old life. Maybe you're about to have a conversation that changes everything. Or maybe you're just exhausted from always being the one who carries the vision, who shows up, who leads with heart while wondering, when will it finally be my turn? And then there's that other layer. The part you don't always talk about. The quiet fear that maybe you missed something. That if you move forward now, it could fall apart. That you'll forget one detail and it'll all come crashing down. That fear? That's not truth. That's what happens when our nervous system tries to protect us from repeating old wounds. But what if this isn't a repeat? What if this is the breakthrough you prayed for when no one was watching? I know that feeling too well. The tightrope between excitement and doubt. The nights where you stay up mentally checking off every to-do list, trying to control every angle, only to wake up feeling like you're still not ready. But readiness isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And right now, you are more prepared than you give yourself credit for. The energy around you suggests that your breakthrough doesn't come from knowing everything in advance, it comes from trusting that what you carry inside is already enough. Tarot echoes this with the image of a treasure chest standing before you. The only thing missing? The key. But here's the twist: the key was never meant to be found outside you. It has always been your heart. Your belief. Your choice to step forward even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. And if you're waiting for a sign to start, here it is. Write down the worry that's looping in your head. The one you've been rehearsing. Put it on paper. Name it. Then destroy it. Rip it. Burn it. Release it. Whatever your way is. Let it go as an act of faith, not just in the universe, but in yourself. Because sometimes the greatest healing doesn't come from receiving answers, it comes from making space for what's been waiting to meet you once fear steps aside. You've carried enough, Leo. You've worked hard enough. You've learned enough. Now the question becomes, are you willing to walk through the door, knowing you've already been chosen for what's on the other side? If this resonates with you, I invite you to take a breath and comment below, I'm ready for what's already mine. Let that be your signal back to the energy that brought you here. Let this be the moment your momentum begins. There are moments in life when you get the sense that someone, somewhere, is watching, not in a fearful way, but in a way that feels significant. Like your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. Like the energy you've been pouring into your work, your healing, your consistency, is quietly building towards something bigger. Leo, this is one of those moments. If you've been sensing that you're not alone in this climb, you're right. There's someone in your orbit, someone with power, influence, or access who has been paying close attention to the way you show up. They may not have said anything yet, but make no mistake, they see you. The astrological transits right now suggest that a key player is about to step forward. The alignment between your 10th house of career and legacy, and your second house of self-worth and abundance, reveals that this person isn't just observing you for sport theory, considering you for something important. A position. A partnership. An opportunity that could shift your financial reality or elevate your personal status. And the reason they haven't acted just yet? It's not because they doubt you. It's because they hold themselves to a standard. If they make you an offer, they intend to honor it fully. And they want to be sure that when they give, it's in integrity with you, with themselves, and with the vision they're protecting. This kind of pause doesn't mean delay, it means alignment. It means preparation. It means something of value is being prepared behind the scenes for someone who's proven they can carry it. And that someone, Leo, is you. That treasure, whether it's in the form of money, a long-awaited breakthrough, or a connection that rewires your future, is already being written into your story. Not as a twist of fate, but as the result of the energy you've been investing long before now. The tarot confirms this momentum. The Emperor. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. This combination is rare. It speaks of grounded leadership, legacy-level wealth, and a fresh doorway opening. The Emperor energy suggests someone established. Not impulsive. This is the kind of person who thinks in decades, not days. The Ten of Pentacles is generational abundance, stability that doesn't just benefit you but those around you. And the Ace? It's the invitation. It's the beginning of something new and highly valuable. Not just monetarily, but energetically. It's the moment the universe hands you a seed and trusts you to grow it. Now, this is where the law of attraction comes in, not as a wish, but as a posture. If you're waiting for the doorbell to ring before you feel successful, you're missing the real assignment. The frequency that attracts the offer isn't in hoping, it's in preparing. It's in feeling like you already received it. It's in clearing space on your desk, in your calendar, in your mental bandwidth, as if it's already happening. Because energetically, it is. The question is, are you ready to hold it? If your answer is yes, then now is the time to say it out loud. Write it down. Anchor it. Affirm it. This is how you step into energetic agreement with what's coming. And if your heart is whispering yes while your mind is still catching up, I encourage you to declare it anyway. There's power in choosing before the outcome arrives. So if you're ready to claim what's already moving toward you, go ahead and comment below. I'm ready to receive my shocking reward. Let that be your statement of alignment, your conscious yes. This is not just about being noticed. This is about being remembered, being chosen, and most of all, being ready. There comes a point in every financial cycle where you feel the shift, not because you've won the lottery or received some grand external reward, but because something inside you starts changing first. It's not about money landing in your lap overnight. It's about realizing that the way you handle energy, yes, money is energized, beginning to evolve. Leo, you're entering that point right now. The astrological placements are nudging you to look closely at your financial flow, not from a place of fear, but from clarity. This isn't just a fiscal cleanup, it's an energetic reset. The truth is, abundance doesn't always show up with fanfare. Sometimes it begins quietly. Like paying off a lingering debt. Like finally closing a financial chapter that has drained more than just your wallet. It could be a subscription you forgot you were paying, or a loan that's tied you to a past version of yourself. Either way, you're starting to release something that was blocking the stream. That's the real shift. And it's not small. These closures, though they may seem ordinary on the surface, are often the exact energetic actions that open the doors to more than enough. What's been stuck is now starting to flow. And you can feel it, can't you? Not as a wind falliot but as a deep exhale in your nervous system, as space returning to your field. Astrologically speaking, your second house, the area of income, value, and self-worth, is activating in ways that ask for ownership. Not just of your bank balance, but of how you value yourself in your work, your voice, your relationships. Combine that with the tarot archetypes of the Ace of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Pentacles, and what you get is a potent message: it's time to clean house. The Ace cuts through mental clutter and brings a sharp awareness of what needs to go. The Wheel reminds you that life moves when you hold on too tightly, and you miss the ride. The Four? It's a gentle warning not to cling so tightly to safety that you block the very flow you've been praying for. This is where practicality meets spiritual maturity. It's not just about saving money. It's about knowing why you're spending in the first place. It's about asking yourself, is this purchase feeding me or numbing me? Is this investment aligned with the version of me I'm stepping into, or the one I'm still trying to outgrow? Financial clarity doesn't have to be complicated, but it does have to be conscious. One practice I've seen transform people over and over is what I call the financial golden hour. 15 minutes each morning, just 15, where you sit down with your numbers, not in fear, but in curiosity. You look at what's coming in, what's going out, and what's being avoided. And you speak to your finances like they're a living relationship. Because they are. Gratitude isn't just a fluffy word in manifestation, it's the tuning fork. When you start managing your money with appreciation instead of avoidance, you change the frequency. And when you change the frequency, you change the result. This is your moment to let go of scarcity patterns you didn't even realize you inherited. Maybe you grew up watching money cause tension. Maybe you've always felt like there was never quite enough. But just because you were handed those beliefs doesn't mean you have to keep them. This is your permission to stop identifying with lack. This is your cue to tell your story differently. So today, do something intentional. Cancel the thing you no longer need. Set aside even a small amount with purpose. Or simply write a new affirmation in your journal: I manage my abundance with clarity and gratitude. That small act, that shift in vibration, is how you begin to unlock the metaphorical door that's been waiting behind you this whole time. Because behind it, that river of gold you've sensed but haven't quite touched yet. And Leo, it's real. It's been real the whole time. You just needed the right key. Love doesn't always come with grand entrances or dramatic declarations. Sometimes, it moves in quiet ways, through a glance across a crowded room, a passing thought in the middle of a busy day, or that sudden warmth in your chest when someone's name crosses your mind. And right now, Leo, something like that is stirring in your energy field. Whether you're in a relationship or walking this path solo, there's a shift happening around the way you give and receive connection. Not the kind that looks perfect on the outside, but the kind that actually reaches you. For those of you in a relationship, the rhythm between you and your partner may have felt a bit off. Not in a painful way, just in that life's been busy kind of way. Work, responsibilities, the mental load, sometimes it all adds up and creates distance, even between people who deeply love each other. But here's the thing, they haven't forgotten you. In fact, they're thinking about you more than you know. Planning. Reflecting. Trying to find the right way to bring closeness back in. Maybe it's a weekend getaway. Maybe it's a simple gesture. But it's coming from the right place, real intention, not guilt or routine. And you'll feel it when it arrives. Because it won't need to be loud to be felt. It will speak directly to your heart. Now, if you're single, I want you to consider something. Just because someone hasn't stepped forward doesn't mean they don't exist. There's a very real presence in your field, someone who sees you clearly, admires your energy, your courage, your originality. They may be watching quietly from the sidelines, unsure of the right time or even the right words. But the connection is real. And energetically, you've already been calling them in. Maybe through your growth. Maybe through your healing. Maybe without even realizing it, you've been preparing for a love that doesn't just add romance to your life, it brings peace. The kind of peace that doesn't dull your fire, but steadies it. According to the current energetic patterns and the guidance of the cards, this person, whether new or familiar, is being drawn toward you through genuine emotional magnetism. This isn't about chasing. It's about alignment. The kind of love that's worth keeping doesn't rush. It recognizes you. It listens for when you're ready. The Lover's card in tarot isn't just about attraction, it's about choice. And this moment is offering you the choice to open. To receive. To trust that maybe love doesn't have to be chaotic or confusing this time. Maybe it just gets to feel good. And I know, especially if you've been let down before, that opening your heart again can feel like walking into a storm without an umbrella. But Leo, your heart wasn't built to stay locked. It was built to shine. And when it shines without expectation, without needing a script, it calls in exactly what's meant for you. This connection, new or rekindled, will not require performance. It will only require presence. So here's a gentle invitation. Let your heart soften a little. Let your guard down just enough to be surprised. Let yourself wonder what it might feel like to be chosen, not for how much you do, but simply for who you are. If even a small part of you is saying yes to that kind of love, say it out loud. Declare it. Speak it into the space that brought you here. And if this resonates, drop a comment below and write, "I open my heart to true love." Not just as a wish, but as a willingness. Because sometimes, love isn't waiting to be found. Sometimes, it's waiting to be let in. There are certain dates that don't just appear on a calendar, they appear in your energy. They come with a weight, a pull, a sense that something is building even if you can't quite name it. October 26th is one of those days, Leo. This isn't about superstition or vague cosmic poetry. This is about a real shift in energetic current that's been slowly gathering behind the scenes of your life, and now it's reaching a tipping point. Everything you've been aligning with, financial healing, emotional courage, personal breakthroughs, has been leading to this moment. Not because the universe wants to surprise you, but because it wants to reward your readiness. This date is more than just a timestamp. In numerology, 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 0 brings us to 9, which is the number of closure, culmination, and spiritual wisdom. It represents the final step before a new cycle begins. That's why so many people feel restless around this time. They sense an ending, but they don't realize it's also a quiet beginning. The end of struggling for validation. The end of proving your worth. The end of waiting for someone else to give you permission to grow. And the beginning of something more rooted, more true, more yours. Now let's talk about what's being handed to you. This isn't just about love or money or a lucky break. It's about alignment. And alignment often comes disguised as opportunity. A conversation that leads to a breakthrough. A moment of clarity that helps you release an old story. Or a literal off-air job, an inheritance, a relationship that reflects the person you've become, not the person you used to be. When I say, a shocking treasure, I don't mean it will scare you. I mean it might leave you speechless, because a part of you had stopped expecting anything this good to actually reach you. But here's the thing, the universe won't force it. It will hand it to the version of you who's open enough to receive it. That means you have a role to play. Not in chasing. Not in striving. But in preparing the space. That could mean letting go of one last limiting belief. Or carving out time to sit with your vision again, not just the dream, but what you'll do when it becomes real. The ritual isn't just symbolic. It's a declaration. When you write down what you want, say it out loud, and release it into the world, whether through wind, fire, or voice, you create a bridge between the spiritual and the tangible. And for those who resonate with deeper energetic work, colors can act as anchors. Gold, the shade of power and abundance, reminds you that you are more than your past. Sapphire blue, the color of elevated truth and intuitive clarity, asks you to trust your deeper knowing. Wear these colors on the 26th. Not as a superstition, but as a signal. A way of saying, I am awake. I am available. I am claiming what's mine. So write the words. Speak them with intention. I am the one who is chosen. I receive the treasure. I am worthy. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your logical mind resists. Because this isn't about logic, it's about resonance. You don't have to know what the treasure is in order to be ready for it. You just have to show up with your hands open and your heart grounded in the truth that it's already on the way. And Leo, I truly believe it is. Leo, I want you to take a moment and really feel this. You are not here by accident. You didn't stumble into this message, and you didn't watch this video out of boredom. There is something in your spirit that recognized this timing, this energy, and this invitation to rise. And now, you've come all this way through all the insights, through the honesty, through the moments of stillness and realization, and you've arrived here, at the edge of something new. You might not have seen it clearly at first, but the truth is, you've been writing your own myth all along. And this is the part where everything begins to shift. You're not waiting to be chosen anymore. You're realizing you've always been the one holding the key. The fears you've faced, the people you've had to let go of, the faith you've fought to keep alive when things didn't make sense, none of that was wasted. Those were the stones that built the foundation beneath your feet. And every single one of them has led you right here, to a moment where the universe says, yes. You are ready now. What if the treasure wasn't just something material, but also a return to self-trust? What if what's being handed to you is not just opportunity, but confirmation that the decisions you've made in the dark were, in fact, light? Think about it. How many times have you played small just to avoid disappointment? How many doors have you hesitated to knock on because you weren't sure if you were enough? And now, what would happen if you finally decided that enough was already inside you? This is your turning point, Leo. But it's not about fireworks or applause, it's about ownership. Owning your readiness. Owning your voice. Owning the truth that you don't have to wait for permission to walk through the door anymore. You are the door. You are the signal. You are the event the universe has been building toward. And so I ask you, what are you still holding back? What part of your light are you still dimming out of habit? What story are you still repeating that keeps you from standing fully in your worth? Let this be the moment where something shifts in you, not because I said it, but because you feel it. Because your soul is ready. Because your life is asking for a fuller, bolder, more grounded version of you to show up. The treasure, the opportunity, the breakthrough, it's real. But what makes it yours is the part where you say, I'm ready to receive it. So before you leave, I want to ask you from the heart, what did you hear today that made something click for you? What part of today's message felt like it was written just for you? If you feel called, share it in the comments. Let it land. Let it be witnessed. And if your heart is whispering, even just a little, that this was meant for you, write the words, I claim my shocking treasure. And if this message touched you, inspired you, or gave you even one moment of clarity, I'd be honored if you subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness. This is a place where your light is not only seen but remembered. Where we grow together. Where you are reminded again and again that you are not lost, you are unfolding. And your path is sacred. Thank you, from the deepest part of me, for your presence, your openness, your courage. Every like, every comment, every bit of support helps this energy reach those who need it. You are part of something beautiful, and I can't wait to see where your story goes next.